Well, happy Sunday morning, everyone. Sorry I was a little late. I was rushed. As I was just, I was up, made coffee. I'm doing fine. I'm doing stuff. And then she had a leg hold around my head. So, welcome to the program. Happy Sunday. And I hope you're doing well. For those of you who don't know, the Sunday morning show is not broadcast over on Subspace Radio. Because we're a little more informal and probably a little naughtier on here than we should be at times. So I got to tell you, my wife's got muscular thighs. Here. There we go. Oh, we got a small one. Oh, there is the beautiful child of my loins. Hey, look at them. Show them your beautiful makeup. She did that all by herself. Can you say hi? Hi. Are you Wednesday?
I'm emo.
You're emo? Oh, you're emo? Oh, that's a good thing to know that you know what that is. So there you go. Hi, folks. That's my little girl. The boy is off to sleep over with a bunch of his friends. And somebody else's place this time. We usually are the ones that have all the kids over at our house, it seems. And so he and a couple of his friends were staying over at another friend's house that live in a small apartment. I hope his mom survived the night. Rowan's doing the same thing. She's over at a friend's house overnight last night. So, looks like Wednesday. That's right, Grumpy Stack. Yep, she's being goth all right. I don't know where she picked that up. Probably all the videos they watch. So we have so many videos that are banned for them. They can't watch TikTok. We don't do TikTok in our house. They can't do certain kinds of video on YouTube. So they go over to the kids' YouTube, and they don't always like the kids' YouTube. And so they go to the adult YouTube, and they see all kinds of junk. I'm sitting in the kitchen, and I'm hearing fuck this, and look at my boobs and stuff like that coming from the YouTubes they're watching. I'm like, and it's, mostly college-age kids that look like teenagers still doing all these stupid videos they do, making a ton of money doing them because kids watch them. But this is where my kids are picking up all that stuff. So, hey, Cordia from Tampa, good to see you. And Grumpy Stack, good to see you. And Matthew Sainsbury, good to see you as well. Uncle Dave Potter's here. Let's see who else we got in here. Philip Blair, happy Holy Week, he says. And Subspace Radio, Russ is here. And by the way, in case you don't know, Subspace Radio is now merged back into and now again the owner of Odyssey Radio. So when I have my slip-ups, sometimes I go, coming to you live on Odyssey Radio. Oops, I mean Subspace Radio. That is now a merged entity. So we got to work up the way to present that the best. Hey, Jim Dawson, good morning. Good to see you, brother. And who else we got? Field Guy was here early. Don't know where he is now. And so good morning to you if you're still here. So everybody that's heading in, good morning. Good to have you here. And what have I got? Before I get rolling here, I see Uncle Dave is in the wings. I'll bring him in a few minutes. But I wanted to mention something to you that I saw that is very bothersome to me. Now, you know me, I don't like to get on the show and just talk about what bothers me. I talk about a lot of stuff on this show, but this really bothers me. It's the trend I have seen since the shooting, the mass murder in Nashville last week of 6 people dead, and they find out it's somebody from the trans community that was having a problem and had to kill the Christians, and probably a backlash to the Tennessee law. And so what are we seeing? We're seeing all kinds of things. We saw the White House press secretary this week, Jean-Pierre Bourgeois. I can't ever think of her last name. Jean-Pierre is all I know. And I know her last name. I just can't think of it. And she's up there and talking about this shooting, and then talking about the poor, repressed trans community. And that you're seeing all kinds of sympathy going out to the trans community. And one thing I saw this morning is that while they are burying 6 people, 3 of them 9-year-old children, Madonna announces, yes, that Madonna announces that she's doing a concert in Nashville to support the trans community. Now you tell me that's just coincidental. You got to plan these things months ahead. But she either changed the name from something she had pre-titled, or she got the okay to do it. And so she's throwing a concert in honor of the trans community in the city where a trans person just murdered 6 people. That's not coincidence that she comes out at that moment in time, this moment in time, and makes that announcement. So you're seeing, what about the kids that were killed? Where is the sympathy for that? Where is the honoring of the 6 kids that were killed? Is she going to honor the 6 people who were killed? The 6 Christians who were killed? People like to make that point. So, so you got Madonna throwing this concert in honor of trans people. That's how foul our nation has become. The cult of personality types. And this is what the administration is focusing on. Now, the trans community, you can throw a concert for them anytime. You can support them. If that's what somebody wants to be, it's not my deal. It's not my call to tell them they're wrong. And I don't care. It's their lives. They can do what they want. But when you've got the administration, you've got lots of members of at least the militant trans community trying to make this into something, then you got Madonna throwing a concert to honor them. Meanwhile, the people killed by somebody who was trans, have we seen this done for any other community before? Did we see a concert that was in favor of, I'm just pulling this out of my head, a rightist or of right-leaning politics, when a rightist, far right wingnut gunned down kids in school? No, we didn't see that, did we? We didn't see anything that was sympathetic to their cause, to the cause of the killer. So there it is. I wonder what you think about that. You are free to call in. You're free to talk about that. And you're free to make a point if you'd like to. Field Guy says, I could rant on this for an hour. He says, I'm sorry if God felt they were put in the wrong body, but we shouldn't have the crap shoved down our throat every 5 seconds. I believe that. Well, I know what they're doing. They're striving for recognition. They're striving for equality as they see it. They're striving to be recognized for who they are. They want to be normalized. Well, I'm sorry, folks. It's not normal behavior, and it's not normal biology. But does that make me hate them? No, I don't. Should they be able to have equal rights? Absolutely. But they shouldn't have special rights. They shouldn't have special attention. They're just people like we are, going about their lives, doing their thing. More power to you. But don't push it on me. Don't try to, and by pushing, I mean by trying to make legislation work in your favor, by this whole thing now with Madonna honoring the trans people instead of the children gunned down. That to me is atrocity. And this is why governments fail. This is why nations sink. You have to get a handle on this kind of stuff. Hey, Steph Cuervo Queen, listening while grocery shopping. Oh, that should be an experience. Get the mac and cheese. Kraft extra cheesy shells and cheese. There you go. That's what my kids like anyway. Man, my coffee is still so boiling hot. It was boiling over 25, 30 minutes ago. And I've got it in my Celtic pride. Oh, my Celtic pride. Maybe we should have a Celtic pride movement. All those with Celtic blood We should have legislation to recognize us as members of society. So there it is. And if you're in that community, you might see it differently. I'd be willing to talk to somebody in that community and have a debate. Come on the air. Debate, discussion. Doesn't have to be a debate. I'd be willing to talk about that. So there you go. Also, I wanted to mention our sponsor for this show. I'm going to throw up a graphic here for you, which I did not preload. So I'm going to load this while I'm talking. But you want to take a look at our sponsor. And our sponsor is fairylegs.com. That's fairy, just like the Tinkerbell fairy version of the word. Fairy, legs. Fairylegs.com. You should go take a look at them. They do leggings for women. And they do, I got to find it now, wherever I put it here. Here it is. They do fairy legs or leggings for women. You know what leggings are. Women know what they are. And guys, we don't wear leggings so much, but guys can wear them too. I know, frankly, I know several people who wear them that are within my daughters who have finfolk. There are people in their community, guys and men and women that wear them. Guys can wear them. I always think of them as, solid black wrestling gear. But here is one of their logos. And let me take my own banner off of there so you can actually see it. Right there. There you go. Fairylegs.com is where you go. That's how they spell it. Fairylegs.com. And also, you can go over to Instagram. If you have an Instagram account, you can see that's probably, from what I looked at, one of the easier ways to see all of their stuff, though their website's pretty easy too. But you can just scroll on one page and see all their leggings. I think they've got almost 100 pair of designed leggings up there that look like the ones you see in this logo. So you can go in there, take a look at them. On Instagram, there is a fairy legs guy out there. We thought he was a guy that liked to show off his hairy legs. But Fairy Legs Shop, SHOP, Fairy Legs Shop at Instagram. And you'll be able to look them up. So go take a look at them. And ladies, especially if you like to wear leggings, either for working out in or for working around the yard or the house or just casual wear, I see women in leggings all the time. So go on over to Fairy Legs Shop at Instagram and fairylegs.com. See what they got. And go ahead and buy some, mention us, and I don't think you get any special discount. But you can say we sent you there. That helps them want to come back and use us as a sponsor. And so let me take that down. And then I got one more thing, and I can bring Dave in for this. I want to talk to you about a new. There's Uncle Dave. How you doing, Uncle Dave? And then I got one more thing, and I can bring Dave in for this. I want to talk to you about a new. Dave. There's Uncle Dave. Dave. Oh, I hear your radio or your computer in the background. So I had mentioned to you, and this is kind of fun stuff. This is something that I am involved with, and I didn't preload these either. But there is a company, our website launches. I'm a third partner in this company with a radio guy and an IT guy. And, let's see, we have some of these up in here already. And we're putting together conservative garment company. Sure, typical T-shirts, hats, all that kind of stuff. The website officially launches on Wednesday. We thought it'd be Friday. We got a couple of big wig IT guys working on this site, and it's political. It's you can gather by the name. The name of the company is Patriot Propaganda, and you can go to patriotpropagandaapparel.com. But there's not much there yet. There's just the framework. They're still beefing it all in, and so none of these products are available to purchase yet. They were at the Trump rally and saw a bunch of Trump's people and other people, and they passed these things around, and it did the response is through the ceiling. We've got Nine Line Apparel, who is a company that it's a patriotic, conservative T-shirt company and other things. They're hauling in $28 million a year doing what they do. And so we're using some of that business model. We've got some very good business people involved in making this go. And let me see what I got here. I'm going to load up one other image for you here so you can see it from my computer. Yes. And well, a few images actually, and you can only load them one at a time on StreamYard. That flummoxes me. What if you got a slideshow to do, and you got to go back, and you got to load and reload and reload and reload? So in Patriot propaganda, I showed you some of these shirts the other day, and so I'm going to load some of these up. And what the idea with this all was to do shirts that appealed to the conservative community, obviously, and to do shirts that are pointedly conservative, pointedly patriotic. And so I was brought on as a third partner because I said, look, we can do all the business stuff, but we don't know how to do any kind of artwork. So I got called in for that. And I was made a third partner in this company for that because of my effort to put all this stuff together. And we think and hope and knock on wood that it's going to do very well. And it could be, if all goes well, it could be a nice turning point in things. But let's see if I can get these all up for you to take a look at. I'm going to make sure I've got them all in here. And then we've got, I've got a couple more. I'm going to keep loading these up. Here, I'll throw one up while I keep loading some. Let's go to, I'm going to throw up the logo first so you can see this. If this all sounds like a big, fat, juicy ad, it is. But it's my ad. It's for my stuff. So let's see.
The fairy legs are cool.
Yeah, the fairy legs are cool. Have you seen it yet, Dave?
Yeah, I've been out to the site a couple of times. I've been pushing them on my own Facebook page for some time.
Outstanding. Here, I'll tell you this too. I'm going to load up another thing too. I'm loading up a bunch of images, guys, so I can show these to you. So if you're not at your computer, get to your computer. This is some of the stuff that's been taking up a heck of a lot of my time over the last month, trying to get these things all put together. And let's see, where else do I have to pull stuff from here?
Yeah, I stumbled onto the fairy legs. I was doing research for a painting I'm working on, a fantasy piece, and I was looking for fairy imagery and came across fairy legs. And
very cool.
Very, very cool.
Right on. That's good to know. Let them know. Go over there and if you buy any fairy legs, maybe take a picture of yourself and put them up and say where you heard about it.
Yeah, I probably won't be wearing them. But
you won't be wearing them yet. Only in the privacy of his home. Okay, there's our logo. That's Patriot.
Most of my tights are solid colors.
Apparel. What's that?
Most of the hose and tights I wear for festival and stuff like that are solid colors. Yeah.
Yeah, there's different places and velvet. These don't come in velvet, I don't think.
I did have some lace ones when I was younger.
Yes.
Because, I played a Frenchman.
A man can't have enough laced hose in his closet, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the visitors section of my closet. Coffee is still hot in my Tulun's tumbler. Wow, we're just full of promotion this morning, aren't we? So there.
That's a cool logo. Did you do that logo?
I did.
I love that logo.
That logo. Thank you. And let's see. I got a couple other things. Some of these have been in here from before. Let's see if I've got them in here. I got this one, but I think that's an old version of it. So I'm going to go to my computer and load 2 more images so I can start showing these to you guys. There's one. And we're doing one more.
You should do a shirt. Biden, he's forgotten more than you'll ever know.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. Boy, that guy. He said he's going to unify the country. You know what he's done? He's unified the country to vote for Trump.
Okay.
So
I love the other day he was at one of the places that was hit by the storm, I think, and he got the name of the town wrong.
I saw that. It was like something Fork Creek, and he called it Fork Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So, patriot propaganda. The whole idea is to put out a line of patriotic shirts.
Rolling Creek, and he called it Rolling Stones.
There it is. Rolling Stones, yeah. And he said, you know where my mind is? And we're like, no, we really don't.
None of us have that much imagination, dude.
Thank you, Sandra. Sandra, if you like the logo, you're going to like the shirts. Now, we're coming out with 3 shirts, patriotic shirts. But then we've got 2 more that we're going to launch later. And we're not presenting these to anybody, so feel privileged on this show to see this stuff ahead of time, because you know what? This is going to go very, very big. And what they first had me doing was a couple of shirts. And those of you you've seen some of these. You saw some preliminary versions of these. Started doing superheroes. We wanted to do a Team Don or Team Ron for the Republican convention coming up. And are you for Donald Trump? Or you're for Ron DeSantis, who has not yet declared, but we're pretty sure he's going to run. And so we wanted to do superheroes of the 2. So here is the Donald Trump shirt. Boom. We wanted to do them as superheroes. And mind you, the Democrats are going to hate these.
Oh, yeah.
From the get-go. So these are this is the preaching to the choir type of stuff. And so we got Donald Trump as the return of Donald Trump. We had originally done him as kind of a Batman figure, and I thought, we're going to run into copyright issues. So we did our own superhero version. And then we've got Ron DeSantis. He's done like this. Boom. Truth, justice, and the Florida way. So there's your Ron DeSantis. And so, Matthew Sainsbury, you said, I just feel that job.
Is he wearing Speedos?
He says, I just feel that job is too overwhelming for Biden. That's the least you can say about it, Matthew. It's not overwhelming for Biden. It's impossible for Biden. Biden hasn't done it since he's been there. Biden is being led by the group of people that made sure that cabbage got elected to office.
Or whoever's playing Biden.
Yeah. Yeah. The job is overwhelming for Biden in the sense that he shouldn't be president. You don't want somebody who is the leader of the quote unquote, the leader of the free world who doesn't know where he is. That is not a leader of a country. So
seasick here.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, those 2. And then we got other shirts. We got then we said, let's do these 3 other shirts. And these, we're not going to launch the superheroes till a couple weeks down the road, but we've got this one. This is Audit the Fed. And you got the Federal Reserve over on the right there, and a crowd of Americans down in the middle with waving flags and torches chasing bankers down the street. And we devised this shirt, by the way, before the banking crisis was in the news. We did this shirt about
Dems are going to love that one.
4 to 6 weeks ago. We did this shirt. So there's that one. Audit the Fed. And then we have supremacy through diplomacy. And I'm revamping this shirt a little bit. The bombs, the only criticism we had was people couldn't read what I put on the bombs. You know how in World War II, and even now when we bomb things, they wrote graffiti all over them. Take this, Adolf, when they were bombing Berlin, or Hiroshima. They'd written things on the bombs. So I've got on there the truth bombs, liberty, the First Amendment, Second Amendment, so on, and up the line. So we're just going to make those a little more visible on the shirt. But there's the supremacy through diplomacy. And by the way, we're also selling all of these shirt designs as prints. So you can buy prints in varying sizes up to movie poster size. And we've already got people wanting these, wanting to buy the movie posters signs. Then we've got the very religious one. He said there's a section of the conservative movement that's uber religious, uber evangelical, and so we did this shirt for them, and God and Country, and it shows the Jesus with the crown of thorns, his hands tied, bleeding down his garment, and at his feet, right under the word country, you see the American flag. And the idea was supposed to be symbolic, is that he died for us. The country was founded on basically Christian principles, godly principles, and that if you're for God and country, this is the symbolism of the shirt. But now we've got an affiliate. Now, this shirt has not been approved by the affiliate yet, but it's our shirt that we're doing for him. It's a guy that, and so you're getting a preview of this before anybody else is. And this is one I just finished yesterday. And he wanted, the way he put it to me, he said, I'd like to see a shirt that has Jesus on it and maybe a cornerstone, the cracked foundation of our country, which was founded on God. And I'd like to see, repairing the cornerstone, something with Jesus in it. And he said, and he was along my thinking. He says, I don't see Jesus as the skinny, little, scrawny, limp-wristed guy. But remember, for 30 years of his life, he was a carpenter and a stonemason. He was probably brawny in the sense that he might not have been over-muscled. But I also don't think he was one of those contractors who did his contract where he went home and drank beer all night. That's probably not the type Jesus was. But so he said, make him kind of muscular, sinewy, but not muscle bound. And I said, you're thinking the way I'm thinking. So I devised this highly symbolic shirt. Here we go. I just finished this one yesterday. It's called Fix the Foundation. And this is Jesus, of course. I've got him dressed like a modern day carpenter or stonemason. He's got jeans and boots on. I do show up on his rib cage on the left, as you're looking at it, is the scar from the wound, and in his wrists you see the nail holes. He's holding the cross beam of the cross. Fix the foundation. And down underneath him, you got the foundation and the Christian fish, which goes back to the first century, guys. It's not a modern thing. And you got the bucket of mortar, concrete down here with the trowel in it to repair the cracked foundation. The American flag is there. And then we've got this verse from the Old Testament that says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. So it's a whole symbolic message to turn back to God from the conservative movement. So there it is. Thank you, Anita.
Interesting first century anecdote. So yes. The fish was a secret symbol between Christians. So you could stand there and talk to somebody and with your toe, make a little curved line in front of you, like somebody might do in the dirt, right? As you're talking. And if you're talking to a Christian, they would put their toe on the line and curve it, do the same thing, but from the other direction, forming the fish to say, yeah, I'm a brother, basically.
And the fish had it's actually the etymology of the word or of the symbol maybe goes back to the fact that the disciples were fishermen, most of them, and Peter, the big fisherman, and all of that. So,
but especially in Roman times and stuff, it allowed them to identify each other without being overt about it.
Yes.
And if somebody saw somebody draw an arc in the dirt with their toe, they'd think nothing of it.
Right.
It wasn't something like crossing your chest or doing something like that.
Right. So there you go. There's the stuff we're putting out. As soon as this website launches, I will be announcing it on the radio show, of course. And how do I take this off of here? There it is. Boom. And that is going to be our big effort. While it may cost you $30 to get a nice shirt, or 60 or 90 or 120 or 150 if you buy them all.
Goes to a good cause. It
If
lines
you
your
buy
pockets.
Prince, it goes to a good cause. Me and my partners. It does go to a good cause. We produce more of this, but I'm going to tell you something. We're conservative, and we don't have to phony it up and say, this is all for this cause and we're going to donate. No, this is because we're capitalists. We want to find a way to make a living, and we found something we believe in to do it with, all the better. So that's the neat thing about it. We're there to make money off of it. I would love nothing more than to, at the end of the year, say I'm building a new house based on patriot propaganda apparel. There's nothing wrong with that. But mind you, we are also not blind, mindless disbelievers in what we're doing. We're not just doing junk stuff. We're doing stuff that we believe in. And as the website says, it says American-made, patriot or veteran-owned, and conservative loving is what it says on the website itself. Hi, Rowan. There's Rowan. She's staying overnight at somebody's house. How you doing? You can call in if you want, Ro. Call in the show. Here's the you can click on this link. I don't know.
Hi, Rowan.
I don't know if you can get to it easily from your phone or not. Boom. I'm putting it in the chat room. There's the link if anybody wants to call in and share in the morning's festivities. The morning's festooned festivities. And let me put my banner back up. Boom. There's the banner. And let's put up the scroll bar. Boom. There's the scroll bar. And so, Ro, you can call in if you want.
Yeah, call in and show us how crazy exhausted you are from not sleeping last night.
They aren't. They'll be wired. It's the way they all are. The way all those kids are.
Tons of sugar and caffeine.
Ken Ballos. Good morning, Ken Ballos.
KB.
KB. Good to see you. So, KB, I don't know if you'll like this or not. I know you'll like this. I don't know if you saw this or not. I'm going to put that shirt up again. I know KB you'll like this. There is our shirt that we're doing for one of our affiliates. And I've got it partially covered by the brand. Let me take that off. There it is. Fix the foundation. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face, then and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. So this is a shirt promoting the turning back to God. And so there you go. That's for one of our affiliates with the new company we put together. And so...
Well, you know how to push buttons.
We try. So, yeah. Okay, give me a sec. I got to do something. I got to fix something. Probably your face and her hair.
Put some clothes on.
Yeah, really.
You're going to be on camera.
Oh, there's Kenny. Let's bring him in. If I can get at him. There he is. Add to stream. Ken Ballos. How you doing, sir?
Say, happy Sunday morning. Can't talk much, but I'm going to watch the show, kick back, and enjoy it. Glad to see you guys.
Good to see you, KB.
Glad to see you, KB.
And are you going to be doing starting tomorrow morning again? Are you going to be around? Okay, so morning coffee with KB.
Morning
at
coffee.
8 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern. You got to go to KB's Facebook channel because he broadcasted on Facebook live stream. So go find Ken KB Ballos, Ballos, if you're not a friend of his already. And,
don't be afeard.
Don't be afeard to come in. You don't be afeard to befriend Ken.
That's right. Scotty, I tell you, we talk about anything. Paranormal, politics, the three-letter word sex. If I don't know nothing about it, you're not the only one that can fake it.
If I don't know nothing about it, I just ask Uncle Dave.
That's right.
And like I said, guys, talk about anything. As long as you don't threaten, kill, dismember, or harm anybody. You have a right as an American citizen to speak your mind.
There it is.
Love you guys.
Love you too, Kenny. Good to see you this morning. You see, he's got a
lemon and honey for your throat, and whiskey.
Whiskey, cigarettes, and whiskey, and wild, wild women. So, there you go, Kenny. Good to see you. Cheers. Coffee time.
I'm getting ready for my third cup this morning.
All right. Good to see Kenny, KB Ballos, coming in the show this morning. Carlene Smith says, did you guys hear how much Biden is going to charge taxpayers for his trip to Ireland? What's he doing in Ireland? I mean, are we securing them as a new ally or something? I thought
he's got to go to the Blarney Stone and reload himself.
There it is. I've got to reload. So how much is he charging us, Carlene, for his trip to Ireland? Now, of course, that's one of the perks of being president. You travel around the world. The taxpayer pays the bill.
Yeah, I don't begrudge them that.
I don't either, even if it's just a vacation.
Because they all do traveling. It all comes back to us. It's never cheap because they can't. It's not like they just travel by themselves. There's an entourage. There are 2 Air Force Ones that go on every one of these trips. There's a caravan. There's one of those huge cargo things carrying a caravan of cars inside it.
Limos and all that.
It's not cheap for our president to go someplace.
And how many Secret Service people did he have? How many administrative people does he have? It's not cheap for the president to fly.
And it doesn't matter what party you're in. It's just not cheap. So I don't bitch and moan about that. I did, there's some things where it's like every weekend to go back home. That's a huge expense. It's like, really? Because you're doing that huge entourage thing just to go back to your house in Delaware, which you could probably take Air Force One and fly there a lot cheaper.
Yeah, you could drive it a lot cheaper.
Well, yeah, from DC to there, it can't be more than an hour drive.
I don't know if Hunter's going or not. That's the thing about this administration. Their optics, they don't really care about the optics.
Yeah.
Of any of that. So, Rowan, my phone don't work. Where'd you learn English? My phone don't work? Doesn't. My phone does not. Doesn't. You don't say my phone do not work. Therefore, you get the contraction don't. No, you say my phone does not work. The contraction doesn't. Okay. So my phone don't work. You should get me a new one, says Rowan. Oh, she's on that kick again. See Uncle Dave.
Yeah, see Uncle Dave. When in doubt, see Uncle Dave.
Can I get a new phone? Mine doesn't work. As soon as mom and dad get new phones, you guys are next on the list.
You guys just got new phones. I don't understand. I've had the same phone for I don't know how many years.
You got to go along with it, Dave. So, yeah, we got new phones a few months ago. Oh, we sent them all back, though. Remember that? So this is we hit up Verizon. We got on Verizon. We were with Verizon for a week, and it was supposed to be like for all 5 phones for my whole family. It was supposed to be a bill of, I think, around $125. That was why the deal. That's why we did it. And we were supposed to get the free phones with it. Free, not pay for the phones, free phones. And that's why Rainey signed us up. She went through the whole deal, talked to somebody. I have no idea what that was. Something fell off my desk. And so we got the phones, and we started hooking them all up. They were great phones. The cameras on them. The only reason I get a new phone anymore is to make sure it works well and that the camera is top notch. I want a really sharp focus on my camera. And so about a week and a half in, we get the first bill. And the first bill is like $450. And I said, why are we getting charged $450? I said, I think there's a mistake here. It's supposed to be 123 or something like that, whatever it was. Oh, well, on the first bill, you got to pay. I said, we asked you all those questions. We already paid. We had to pay $175 down down. It was to start the whole thing. I said, we already paid that. Well, the phones aren't really free. They're free, but you got to pay for them every month. And then we reimburse you every month into your account. And I said, what? I said, what?
They're free, but we charge you for them.
That's exactly what they said. They said, we charge you this much money. It was something like $40 per phone per month. We get charged. We have to pay it, but after we pay it, they reimburse us back into the account. I said, how does that work? I said,
Well, I can tell you how that works. Because imagine millions of customers across the country dumping cash into their bank account, they're making interest on that money.
Sure.
And then they pay back, and what they've paid back is probably less than what they're making. Gives them a better cash flow.
So, bottom line, I sat on the phone for an hour with them trying to get them to explain it to me. And I said, okay, here's the bottom line from me. I said, we're canceling this account. Oh, are you sure you want to do that? I go, well, we're still within that 30-day window. So let's cancel it. We'll send all the phones back. So we sent them all back and canceled the account. And we went back to, we're on like Sandra. We're on in the United States. We got like 100 of those pay as you go.
Wait a minute. I got to interrupt. Rowan went 30 days without destroying a phone.
Yeah, she's had this. It's got cracks on it and stuff, but yeah, she's.
Sorry, Rowan.
Ryan Gale. Did she say that in there? That she went a whole month?
No, you just said that you were inside the 30-day window. And you
Field guy said, how did you break it? And she says, can I get an iPhone 14? Yeah. After your dad gets an iPhone 14.
Man,
so I've got a Samsung 53, A53 or something like that. And it's fine. No, you can't get an iPhone 14.
That kid is such a status queen.
She is.
Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's just got to be whatever the hottest thing is. And
by the way, is Biden in fear of being taken out overseas? I mean, any U.S. president would be, but why would an assassin look at Joe Biden and go, I think you just go, eh.
Here's the thing. Right now, the way the government's being run, you'd have to have 15 or 20 bullets to shoot to take the head of the.
That's right. That's right.
Because the cabal is running things.
That's right. It's not Joe Biden, folks.
And we don't even know who is in the cabal.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm pretty sure Obama's in there.
Behind the scenes. Oh, did you hear Jean-Pierre a couple of days ago doing a White House a press meeting? I watched the video. And she goes, she says something like, I don't remember what the issue was. Well, we've been talking about this, and President Obama says that we should do this. And she goes, whoa. She goes, oops, President Biden. And she goes, I don't know how I did that. Because he's probably calling some of the shots. She called him President Obama.
He's on camera saying, I'd run for a third term if I could sit in the background, have somebody else out front taking all the heat, and just make the decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and Joe Biden himself slipped in and called him President Obama too. Well, he is still.
That's not a slip. Technically, that's the honorific for anyone who's held the office forever.
President Carter is still alive. President Bush is still alive.
Notice, though, when they talk about Trump, they say ex-president, which implies he was removed from office or something, instead of saying former president. Or just President Trump.
Right. It's President Obama. They don't call Obama ex-President Obama or former President Obama. And if they do, that's a small thing. I don't really care. What it comes down to is I noticed that while he was still in office, the media didn't refer to President Trump as President Trump.
Just Trump.
As Trump. But they would call Obama President Obama, Carter, President Carter. So it's a subtle bias that comes through. Anyway, so that's that. So what else we got here? I'm looking at the chat room. Dave, I was going to ask why you cut your beard, then I saw the braid.
Yep.
There it is. Let's see. Sandra, had my phone for a while. Mine's a Samsung. Yeah, mine's a Samsung too. And was this a refurbished one? I can't remember.
I'm using a Pixel.
A Pixel?
Yeah, like a 4A.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have no idea what number they're up to now.
So It's got pretty good screen resolution. There's my lovely wife as my background. And she was up and everything up there. I hope she comes down to join us at some point today.
How's the new show going with Wendy and the girls?
They haven't done it yet. There were a couple of them that were just sick like dogs the other day when they were going to get the initial thing put together, and it hasn't been rescheduled yet. So sometime in the next week, they'll get something going. So, yeah, most of Biden's cabinet are former Obama's cabinet. Yeah. And that's okay. I don't care.
And the rest of them are idiots that were just hired because of their gender or their color or their whatever, and they don't know how to do their damn job.
They're not there because they're good at what they do. They're there to be symbolic. And that's not the way to run a country. I'm sorry. I know that, and I'm not
We're going to make amendments and stuff and put term limits in. One of the things that should be your cabinet positions have to be held by people that understand the industry in which the cabinet is overseeing.
What about the new aviation? What do they call that? The Secretary of
the FAA?
Yeah, they had him, and they were interviewing him in Congress. He didn't know anything about aviation. And
and how can you be in charge of something like that, or the schools, or whatever your cabinet position is, and not have a background in that? If you're going to be the head education person, you should have an education degree. You should have a background. Yes. Maybe you ran a university or something. You should have some backing in that.
That's right. Grumpy Stack says the women who are sick like dogs are still making PB&J sandwiches. That's it.
True.
I had Rainey and Wendy making me peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Wendy, if you're out there, you should come in. Ryan Gale says, what do you think of this new room they discovered in the Giza Pyramid? I don't know much about it yet.
I haven't either. I heard that they found one, but that's all I've heard.
That's all I know so far, that there's a new room. And that new room had something to do with, they think, another king's chamber or another. So let's see what they say.
The giant power plant. Who knows what's in there?
Yeah. All the
old I don't think that it's a burial chamber at all. I don't think the pyramids were built for that.
That's right. And now, if this is the room that's the big long, the 9-meter long chamber, I've seen something about that. It's empty, and it runs for 9 meters, which is roughly what? Roughly 26 to 30 feet.
That's big, though. And for it to be
it's huge.
It was Zawas that said that it's just a construction void. That happens sometimes. 30 feet long, a void like that would collapse.
Let me show you this. I'm going to share my screen with you because there's a picture on this article. You tell me this is just a construction gap. Let's see.
The whole pyramid would have a huge dent in it from internal collapse. You can't have a void that big. Any engineer or architect will tell you that.
There's the chamber looking to the end. Now, is that a construction gap? Now, maybe it is. You don't know for sure, but
it's by design. It's not some accidental void. It's by design.
That's right. Which means there's something going on there that we're not hearing about. So what does he say here? Egypt unveiled the discovery of a long corridor inside the Great Pyramid of Giza on Thursday, first to be found on the structure's north side. And the corridor, which measures 9 meters of nearly 30 feet by 2 meters, more than 6 feet, is perched above the famous structure's main entrance and was detected using a scan, authorities said. The function of the chamber is certainly currently unknown, although such corridors often lead to further archaeological discoveries. And Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass and the country's minister for tourism, Ahmed Issa, announced the discovery at the pyramid's base. And the chamber was discovered by the Scan Pyramids Project, an international program that uses scans to look at unexplored sections of the ancient structure. And the pyramid, about 11 miles from Cairo's center, is also, it takes you an hour to get there though, is also known as Khufu's pyramid. for its builder, a 4th dynasty pharaoh who reigned from 2509 to 2483 BCE. And the ancient structure is at least the last surviving wonder of the ancient world, captivating visitors.
It was there before Khufu. I don't know how they managed to.
I'm pretty sure it was there long before Khufu. So same with the Sphinx.
Yeah.
So let us unshare our screen.
I saw some guy, and
that's what I know, Ryan. It's just that
kills me. The crap that people put up on the internet. But this guy had this whole thing on, I think it was on YouTube the other day that I came across it. I didn't watch it because it was obviously just crap. But he's saying that the 3 pyramids are actually the tops of giant obelisks.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
No. They're built on bedrock. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know. But it's like, he's got this artist description, drawing of what's under the sand with these giant hieroglyph covered
spurious speculation based on not knowing anything about the terrain there or what's.
Oh yeah. But I'm just like,
the pyramid itself, they said, was built on an outcropping like a hill of bedrock. Bedrock meaning that goes down forever. But that bedrock, and they just built around this mounded part of like an outcropping. Elvis says peanut butter, banana, bacon sandwiches, and prescription medications.
Thank you very much.
Now, Elvis, I just want to know: do you throw the gel cap? You just got a bunch of like sprinkles of gel caps in your peanut butter, or do you crack them open and sprinkle it out in powder form?
Depends on if you want crunchy or creamy peanut butter.
Yeah, there it is, crunchy or creamy. So I'm all for crunchy peanut butter. My wife doesn't like crunchy, so we never get any. I'm not allowed to grocery shop. I'm really not.
Which I don't understand, but next year for Christmas, I will send you like your own jars of peanut butter and really high-end jelly, and you're not allowed to share it with the kids or anyone.
That's right. I love, again, I mentioned this once before, go to Hell's Kitchen restaurant in Minneapolis. They make their own peanut butter. They have crunchy, but it's not like just lumps in it. It's like this. It's thoroughly crunchy. It's like all the little bits of crunch and little bigger bits, and it's all wound into the peanut butter. And they make their own peanut butter. They bake their own peanuts, and they do it right there. Gotta be careful how you say that. So that's the best peanut butter I have ever tasted. And you can order it online. Go to Hell's Kitchen.
There you go. Don't they have meat toast too?
Meat toast. That I don't know.
I think Hell's Kitchen is the one that does meat toast. And I'm not sure what that is because I've never had it, but my brain assumes that they literally grind up like sausage in with the thing and bake it in the bread so that when you're toasting it, you're getting these toasted sausage, and I don't know. I've never had it, but meat toast, yeah. Either that or they're making toast out of like meatloaf.
Yeah, or something like that. That's not unheard of.
You
could do that.
That might be good.
Doing that for like a breakfast sandwich.
Well, that's what's on their breakfast stuff.
Here it is, Hell's Kitchen.
Maybe it's kind of like Scrapple.
You can just go to, why does DoorDash own, I'm looking for Hell's Kitchen, their website, and the first thing to come up is DoorDash.
So blurry?
Trying to find their actual Hell's Kitchen Minneapolis. There it is. Hell's Kitchen.
I'm still here, but I'm going to clean my lens, so I'm going to just take my camera off for a minute.
It's hellskitcheninc.com. They had the best Bloody Marys. Used to go out there with my girlfriend and have a Bloody Mary. That's how long it's been around. You can also get their, I was looking to see if they still had their stuff you could buy. Their, I'm curious, and I don't see a thing to it. We used to go there for breakfast on Sunday mornings, and it was just an amazing place to eat. Little hole in the wall almost, unless they moved. I don't think they have. Behind the scenes about our service charge, events, nationwide shipping. I know you can buy their peanut butter, but I don't see it on here. Have they stopped doing that? That would greatly vex me because then I couldn't order any either. So let's see. I'm going to put on here. I'm going to do a search. Hell's Kitchen peanut butter. Minneapolis. So put that in there just to make sure. Peanut butter. There it is. Hell's Kitchen peanut butter. Our peanut butter. Here, I'm going to put this in there. Guys, I know I'm promoting somebody that's not paying for advertising or anything like that, but I think it's fun. Let's
As
I'm
the
going to
kids
put this
say,
link in there.
not a sponsor.
Yeah. So go to this link. You'll see Hell's Kitchen peanut butter. This is the shiz, man. This peanut butter is the best. They call it the big ass 3-pound mega jar of Mitch small batch peanut butter. You can get the big jar, you can get the little jars, and it ain't cheap, guys. It ain't cheap, but it's good. So let's say I want to get a quart, 32 ounce, quart of peanut butter. Add it to the cart. Boom. Let's see what it costs. Unable to add item. Oh, select the gift wrapping. I don't want to. No gift wrapping. Now add it to the cart. Let's see what it costs for a quart of Hell's Kitchen peanut butter. I'm going to go to my cart and look. $22. And that's not as out of line as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it was expensive before. You know, you can go to the store and what's a jar of peanut butter cost, Dave? A big jar.
About $5.
If jelly costs you almost $6 for a large jar of jelly, and I know this by experience, what does a large thing of peanut butter cost you? Like Skippy?
About $5.
About $5? Probably. I'll bet you it's closer to 6 or 7. But that's my guess.
Not more than 8, though.
So $22 for a big Mondo jar, a quart. Well, is that even the biggest jar, though? What's their biggest jar? Let's see. Oh, the big-ass 3-pounder. Let's see what that costs. Add to cart. I want to see what the big-ass... That's $32 for the big-ass 3 pounds of peanut butter. That's a little over $10 a pound for your peanut butter. I could do that. And you can order it. So you want to taste the best peanut butter in the world, as far as I'm concerned, go over to Hell's Kitchen, that link I put up in there, and go find it. I think you'll really, you'll enjoy it. So, Matthew Sainsbury says, I've seen some here at $15 or more. Well, you're in Barbados, too.
Yeah, you live on an island. Everything has to be imported.
Off the coast of America. Yeah, it's going to cost more there anyway. So,
hell, I bet it's that much in Hawaii.
Yes. Big ass. So they're targeting this toward fat people, says Field Guy. No, they're referring to the size of the jar. But, you can take it any way you want. You sit and eat it in one sitting, yeah, you probably get a fat ass. But that's good peanut butter. It's anti-diabetic food. Hello Kitchen. Food is good but expensive. Hello Kitchen. I haven't been there.
I think they mean Hell's Kitchen.
Elvis? Oh, Hell's Kitchen?
I think they mean Hell's Kitchen.
Elvis, are you in Minneapolis? Do you know? Or were you looking at their menu? You're talking about Hell's Kitchen? It's good. It's very expensive. Now, mind you, I told you, I used to frequent that place with my former girlfriend. My ex-girlfriend. There you go. And you know her. We'll just use her first name, Lindsay. And Lindsay was used to finer things in life. And I was a poor, starving artist trying to make ends meet. We're talking, when did we start dating? We started dating in 2001.
Was she a cake eater?
Yeah. Her dad was a banker. All that
stuff.
Yeah. High up, muckety muck.
Like Chris Wells' dad, yeah.
Big house in Minnetonka kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, they were in a former big house. They were in one of the condominium buildings on Loring Green. Loring, the off of... if you go all the way up to the south end,
I totally understand, Scotty.
Nicollet Mall, you go past Brits Pub, past there, going south, and you turn into the green in there, and that's where they're one of those big buildings in there. But all that aside,
and their bouncers let you in to pick her up.
Yeah, yes, they did. Her parents didn't like me. That's because
that's no wonder.
I was in my early 40s and she was in her early 20s. She was 26 when we started dating. And I remember saying to her mom was bumped into me at her apartment once, at Lindsay's apartment. And Lindsay was coming home. She was a flight attendant coming home. And so I went to get some stuff ready for a dinner and stuff like that. And her mom started, I'm not very happy that you're dating my daughter. But before we started dating, she used to like me a lot. And she used to say to her daughter about me, she'd go, "Oh, someone's sweet on you." And then she found out I was in my 40s. Then the whole thing changed. And so I said, "Let me ask you something." I said, "How long have you been married?" I said, "According to Lindsay, you were married when you were 26 years old, right?" I said, "Do you think Lindsay at 26 years old could make decisions about who she wants to date? Or does she need her mom's approval? Did you need your mom's approval to date your husband when you were 25 and then you got married at 26? I said, "Why don't you extend to her the same amount of liberty that you gave yourself?" And she didn't like me. But anyway, I would take Lindsay to Hell's Kitchen. And I probably shouldn't use her name for those people out there who know who she is. So we dated for 4 years. We broke up March, almost exactly now. What would it be? 2003, it'd be 18 years ago. And I already knew Raini, but Raini and I didn't start kind of hanging out and dating until August of that year at Festival. And then it was all the way January when we really started officially getting it on officially that we are a couple, even though we did all those Raini practically lived at my house that first 6 months.
Following Scotch and Cookies at about 10:45 on Thursday night.
Yes. Scotch and Cookies didn't end until 6 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
But, we were together for all that time, and I finally made it official. I almost lost Raini due to my stupidity and said, because I was the guy for only once. And because
you've been stupid more than once.
I've been stupid a lot, but there was only one time where we kind of broke it off. And that was about 6 months in, because I was the guy that was like, "Yeah, I like this whole thing, friends with benefits and hanging out and you living at my house 5 days a week, but I'm keeping you at arm's length. I don't want a relationship," is what I said. I mean, how dumb is that? And she stuck that out. And then I did some stupid stuff because I was trying to prove to her and myself that I'm not going to get hinged at anybody. And she came over to get all her stuff one day. And I remember it. She was absolutely beautiful. The hair was sweeping. And she had on I would call a men's white dress shirt.
I'm going to walk out of there with my stuff or an engagement, one way or the other.
That's it. And
I came to get what I want.
It was actually that day. And there was another woman that stopped by the house when Raini came over. Another woman. I was kind of another one of the strings of these women that were around. She was my age, a little younger than I was, but about my age. And you'd know who she was if I told you. But she came over, and she was, because I think it's because Raini was there. She was like doing the peeing on the fire hydrant thing. She was like getting all sexual and talk, and she wants to, "Hey, I should stick around after she's done doing what she's doing. I'll stick around," and I'm like, in my head, I'm going, "I want you to leave. I like you. You're my friend and all of that, but you need to leave." And I told her, "Well, I'm going to hang out with Raini today." And I just wanted her out of there. And when she left, Raini had her stuff gathered up. And I remember I dropped to my knee and I said, "I love you and I don't want you to go. I haven't been able to say that. And now I am. I don't want you to leave." And you know what? She didn't. And she's still here. So there you go. So, and she owned her own house too at that time. So, what I was going to say though, Lindsay, I lapsed into Raini because that's more important. But Lindsay, who I dated, this girl named Lindsay, and I'd take her to Hell's Kitchen, and she would order. Now, I wasn't made of money back then. Hell's Kitchen isn't a cheap place. We go for Sunday brunch, and she had to get. I got Bloody Marys, and she liked the Bloody Marys, but then she had to have a Cosmo or something like that too. But then off the menu, she would have to order like 3 different entrees and 3 different sides. She wouldn't eat it all. She was you saw her. She was a very lean person. But she did that because she wanted the taste treat of having, the pancake du fleureau or whatever it's called, along with, I got to have this meat cake thing over here. And yes, I would like the eggs, and they're all separate dishes. And so she'd order 3 entrees, and we'd throw all of that stuff into a big box to go home with. And, she'd take some of it and I'd take some of it and eat for a week. I fed my kids breakfast for a week. But I'd spend over $100 taking her to breakfast all the time.
Yeah.
But that's the way she was. And it was no object. Money was no object because it was mine. And but that's the way she was raised. So Scotty's a lucky guy. Sandra, thank you. So because I was not a find. She was. Anyway.
Both of us have been very lucky with our women.
That one you're with right now, it's just amazing.
No. But up until then.
Up until she divorced you, fleeced you, didn't let you see the kids anymore. You were a lucky guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is that painful? I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to the dagger being there.
Something painful for me.
I use that dagger to scratch my shoulder blade every once in a while.
That's right. Yeah, a little to the left. So, Hook Lindsay.
No, but I mean, we've been lucky in that we've always dated beautiful women, and
yeah, Lindsay was a beautiful woman. She was all right, and
batshit crazy as they have been,
dude. Batshit crazy. Well, no, she wasn't super crazy. She was just super weird and particular, and oh my god, just let's see. I'm curious.
Susan was a reverse snob. She couldn't stand rich people.
That's because the political stuff that they were. You know what? Dumb. Super dumb. I'm just going to be against you because you're
bitter and angry every time.
Whatever.
And at the time I was doing a lot more film work, so I'm hanging with people that had more money, and I'm like, you can't talk to them like that. I will lose my income. Stop it.
That's right. So
we live off of their dime.
Would it be appropriate to show a picture of Lindsay, who I'm talking about?
No, don't. I wouldn't go that far.
No, I can't. I was just going to show you what she looked like, folks. I don't think. Yeah, I could get in trouble for that. Not real trouble, but somebody would want to say something, I'm sure.
Yeah, best not.
So I was just going to show you in this picture. When was this taken? We were trying to get Sterling Renaissance Fair up and running.
It's when you were doing the King and Queen thing, right? So you were 2000.
It's a picture of her. She's in the black Sterling Ren Fair t-shirt, and she's holding my sword.
Oh.
Took 2 hands.
I thought you were talking about the one where you're both in costume at the...
No, I've got the costumed ones, yeah. I put them up on my Facebook. I've said, this is when I was the king at this thing, and that's my former girlfriend, Lindsay. So, look, but I've spoken ill of her this morning to some extent, so probably not good to put her picture with it. Nope. Good morning, Scott Allen. Elvis says, hot but crazy. Oh, so Elvis, you must know who is Elvis from here?
I think Elvis is.
He must be. If he knows who Lindsay is, hot but crazy. Unless he was just making a general observation. He says, hook Lindsay up with Field Guy. Sadly, she's married, Field Guy. So now she got married a few years ago. How old is she now? She'd be about Rainey's age, I think. Because she was 16 years younger than me. Rainey's 19 plus years younger than me. So she's 3 years older than Rainey.
And people freaked out because Susan was 14 years younger than me.
I know. Well, you
Yes,
were 20. You were 29. So no, I'm kidding.
I was about 29 when we started dating.
Well, she wasn't 18 yet, or was she?
She was. Well, she wasn't 18 on the night that I met her, but by
Yeah.
the time we actually started dating, she was 18. But I met her in a bar. I met her in a bar, and I'm still like, what the hell were you doing in Kieran's at 17?
Yeah.
At 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, she was
fair to me to assume
just-
that she was 21 when I met her. So
she was probably just. I remember when we did the regiment out at the ranch, which would have been 1998, and she was out there. Here, I'm
Susan
curious.
or Lindsay?
Susan.
Yeah.
Was out there. Here, I got something to show. Here's where I can safely show who she is. I'm going to save this as a PDF, of course. PDF. We'll put it out here. She and I played the King and Queen at the very small, now defunct, it was very small Renaissance Festival. Dave, were you out there? I don't see you in this picture. Were you ever out there? Rosenthorn?
Nope. Never got to Rosenthorn.
All right.
Can't remember. I had an obligation that weekend, or what was it, 3 weekend show?
3 or 4 weekends.
Yeah, but I had something else going on and couldn't get those dates off, or was out of town or something.
Here you go. This is a picture of the royal court for the Rosenthorn Fair. I was the king, and Lindsay was the queen. And
what time of year did that happen? Was that a spring show?
That was it was early summer. It was June, I think. And this was the year 2003.
Oh, so I was married.
20 years ago.
I was married.
Here it is.
There's a lot of shows I didn't do during that period.
So that's the Royal Court cast for the Rosenthorn Renaissance Festival. You can see me in the red in the middle. I'm the king.
Who's your herald?
Who was my herald? Eric Nelson.
Johnny?
Oh, no. That's Ryan Gale is in this picture.
Oh, Ryan.
There's Ryan Gale from the chat room. He's on the far
wearing
left.
John's tabard.
Yep. He's on my he's my royal herald. You'll recognize a lot of faces from the festival here. We got Eric Nelson is just to my left. He was dating
the girl in front of him.
The girl in front of him, I can't remember, Ashley.
We
got Mark next to him. I can't remember his last name. We got Lori Dahlstrom in the dark green dress with the gold sleeves. I don't know who that is behind her. That's a woman back there, but I'm not sure who that is. And I can't remember this guy's name either next to Ryan. Then you go the other direction. You had Lindsay is in that russety colored dress. It was a dress made for her. She was my queen. She was this dress was patterned exactly after a dress worn by Mary Queen of Scots. And so gorgeous dress. Now, in between her and me, I can't remember her name, but she was Cottrell, I think. Guy on the very end, Jeremy, was her husband, or is her husband, I think. But she played the Fairy Queen, and Oberon here was, and I cannot remember his name for the life of me. He passed away.
I can't either, but he did both shows.
He passed away a few years ago, but he played
really.
Fairy
I
Queen.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. And several years ago, 10 years ago or more. And then one of their guys with them down on his knees there. But so he and she played his queen, the woman between Lindsay and I. And you can see that was the extent of our sets right there. That board wall, that was the front gate of the festival. But we had the tents up and all of that stuff. So it was pretty cool. So, yeah, there we all are. And that was my former girlfriend, Lindsay, the blonde in the russety colored dress. So even though I spoke ill of her, I didn't speak ill of her. I just, so Anyway.
She had her quirks. Nothing wrong with that. And nothing you said was untrue.
That's true. She was just quirky. And
Just
so
the reality of life.
Yeah. So well, I've also been called batshit crazy, says Steph. I know. Oh, wait, it goes on. And told by the same person that makes me an incredible lover. And told by the same person that makes me an incredible lover.
So the person that calls her batshit crazy also says that she
also says you're an incredible lover. That's what makes batshit crazy work.
Yeah.
And what do they say? The more hot you are, the more is the propensity to be batshit crazy.
On the scale.
On the scale.
Yeah.
It's not hard fast. It's on the scale. I'd leave the lights on, said Elvis. Oh yeah, you got to see the lights on. You got to see hot. I don't like doing sexy time stuff in the dark. I want to see things. So
Susan, back in the ringlet days, when I first met her, she
ringlet
had all her hair in little ringlets and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Roger Rabbit, you're right. Hot to crazy ratio theory might hold some water. I think it does. It does. But I remember Susan. I do remember, and this is naughty to say, but it's okay. I think I've told you this before. We were doing the regiment down in the crater down on my ranch, and
I was there.
We got up on. I know. I'm telling you, this is the event I'm talking about. We had a big crater down there that was a dugout hole, but it was all grown over with sage and long grass and stuff like that. And we pitched our tents up there, and I went up in the morning to the house.
Not a euphemism.
Coffee, and Susan came up, and Susan was wearing a light blue T-shirt, and she had all that. She was one of those that had blonde hair and long, but the messier it was, the more sexy it was. She was like one of those. And she came up to use the bathroom at the house, and we stood in the kitchen talking for a minute. And but she wore that T-shirt. She was like 18 years old, and she had nothing on underneath the T-shirt. And it was like kapow, kapow, and zing zing. And it's like
it was chilly.
It was chilly out, and I'm like, well, if that had been me now, I'm much more comfortable saying that. I'd go like, wow, can I just stare at that for a second and get it out of the way so we can move that up? Now we can talk. But that was Susie, and she was a hot little number. So there you go.
Yep.
She pitched my tent, said Field Guy. Yeah, I was married at the time, so to my ex-wife. So boobage, Steph, you know it. What is it, guys? We just love boobs. We love them.
Well, and as I recall, that was an interesting weekend because Annette was there.
Yes.
And
who like to run around naked.
And Tim Matthews was there with
Rhonda.
His redhead with I can't think of her name.
Rhonda.
And I was there with Susie, and I think
Bill and Laura were there, and
Bill and Laura were there. Eric and Ashley were there.
And this was all it was a rehearsal what we were doing for doing live demonstrations at events.
Kind of a shakeout for the kit.
Mm-hmm. It was
figure out what we still needed, what we didn't need.
It was the first big one we had done, I think, where we got all pitched out and tented out.
Yeah.
So I remember that's where I left my my two troop tents, canvas troop tents, pitched out in the meadow out there. And after the event, I left them up, and the horses got out into that paddock, that side of the ranch, and they trampled one of my tents and got it all muddy. So there's horseshoe prints all over one of my tents. I'm like, God damn it, I need it. And everybody said, keep it that way. Don't even clean it. Don't even try to clean it off. Keep it that way. And they
because it looks like we were overrun at some point.
Yeah. And so we pitched that at events. I had my one tent, and then I had the horsey tent. And everybody dubbed it the horsey tent. So, but don't know it. Don't I know it, says Sandra. Most of my ex were booby men. We all like them. That's a thing with guys. What is it?
See, I'm a small breast guy. I B's are fine.
I'm not a big breast guy, like as in that doesn't. I see pictures they pass off across your Instagram all the time. So and so wants to friend you. Oh, who? And it's like, oh my God, how do you walk with those?
Two bald guys and a woman behind him.
Yeah. And so but it's like my wife's breasts, love them. Wendy's breasts, love them. I love that look, that size, that feel. But the small breasts, I love those too because I'm a guy. I'm a guy. And so even with the ones with the big mondo oversized, pardon me if you have those kinds, not to be insulting, all guys are like, not my preference, but I'd still, I'd tap that for fun. And
it's the eyes that catch me usually.
It's the visual. And because guys are captured by the visual. I think that's why God made women the way he did, because he knew that that would capture our attention. We like boobs.
Rowan, if you're still watching, just disregard.
Oh, yeah. I'm not talking about your mom. I thought Raini had great boobs before I even knew her. And I was like, yes.
I could hear her at the sleepover. Ew. Oh, God. Oh, gross.
Oh, my dad's talking about my mom's boobs. Yeah, Raini, just last night, they're getting ready to go to bed and she flashes me in the living room. And I'm like, oh, yes, thank you. Meet you downstairs. And Ellery's sitting there in her goth makeup, which she tried last night. And she looks at it. She just goes, gross. Gross.
Ellery makes me laugh so much.
She does. She's very cool.
She's got this sort of dry wit to her.
She does. Hey, Ellery! I don't hear her. She must be back in her room. Oh. She's coming. I'm coming. So we'll sing her praises a little bit. Come here. Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone, says Susie Q. Much love to you all. Same to you, Susie Q.
Hey, Susie Q.
So. Boobiths da cuppiths.
You guys still have snow? Has it warmed up there?
It all melted off the end of the driveway yesterday. So
yeah.
It's supposed to be near 50 today.
We got like 8 inches.
Supposedly. Let's find out. Hey, Siri, what's the weather report for today? Oh, it didn't hear me. Hey, Siri, what's the weather report for today?
Looks like it will be partly cloudy today.
And the high temperature is going to be 48. So just shy, which means it'll be 60 out on my driveway. There you go.
Belly Belly, you look so beautiful.
You are very beautiful. We were singing your praises. We were talking about how cool you were.
And how funny you are.
Hey, tell everybody what you won yesterday. What happened yesterday? What'd you win? Oh, you're taking the emo thing to the limit. Are you going to go get your trophy? Bring your trophy down. She won first place in the Scouts Pine Car Derby.
Pinewood Derby?
Pinewood Derby.
Yep, I saw that. Awesome.
You notice that? She's not just doing the makeup. She's playing the part. God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You don't want to show us?
No.
Why not? No.
She's going to be your little
better
actress.
Not be a phase field guy. It's a day. I'm goth today. I'm emo, she said.
Yeah.
And so
she's going to be your actress.
Yeah, she will.
Rowan's going to be your jock. She's going to be your actress.
Flynn will be the scientist.
Yep.
They're testing him for gifted stuff at school.
Oh, he's brilliant.
Well, I thought, I hope they're not just telling him that and they're testing him to see if he's up to par. Because he hates school.
No, because they want kids to be par. That's the modern day education thing. Dumb all the kids down to par.
Well, we're talking about putting him in a different class for gifted kids. He said, so they got to test him first. And I'm like, I haven't heard of that one.
Nope, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, but let's. What's his number one hobby?
Hey,
Fossils.
Joe Sapiens. He likes fossils.
Dumb kids do not collect fossils.
No, his room is full of little cabinets.
Dumb kids collect rocks. This is a rock I got off the driveway.
I found it in the driveway, and it's like quartz or something. I could hang that around my neck, right? With a piece of duct tape.
But Flynn's like, and I don't know the terms, but he's like, he'll hold up this thing and is like, this is such and such from the Plantation period or whatever. It's like,
from the Pre-Cretaceous. And
yeah, I don't get it.
But it's cool. He's got all that stuff.
Yeah, freaking brilliant.
We found great gifts for them at a garage sale in the fall. And this guy, just an old guy in his garage, he had a bunch of big rocks and they were cracked open and they had fossils in them. So we chose, he said, oh, you can have any one of those for $1 a piece. So we bought them all and gave a bunch of them to Flynn. And then Ellery's like, why don't I get one? Well, you got one. Here's one for you. I said, to go with your fossil collection, right? No, she just had to have what the other kid had. But, yeah. So Joe from Wayne's. Oh, Wayne's. I haven't seen Wayne for a long time.
Grimmer?
No, Wayne. Why am I blanking on his last name? He does a YouTube. I haven't talked to him.
Wayne's World. Wayne's World.
Wrong Wayne.
Oh, okay.
Very in-depth spiritual stuff. And so, but yeah, it was cool. And Flynn's cool too. I like his stuff. I like what he does. Yeah, Field Guy, this will not be an emo phase. I will wipe that out before it even starts if it ever leaned in that direction. She's just playing emo now. That's what she's doing down here. She plays the part. I'll show you my makeup. I'm coming down. I'm coming down. Gets down in front of the camera. Nice makeup. So there you go. Wayne Steiger. Duh. There
if only she had the emo thing all the time. She would be quiet.
Yeah.
People could get sleep.
Now, does Wayne Steiger still do other shows other than Sunday mornings? I know he did a Sunday morning show. Is he periodic or is he on a regular schedule? I don't know anymore. I got to go check him out again. So,
I'm not sure who Wayne Steiger is.
Joe Sabian said, I just had an idea. If I were your kid, Scotty, I'd make a junkyard style crown with those rocks. Hell yeah. Junkyard style. I'm the king. I can't do buck teeth because I ain't got any. I used to my kids because I got this one snaggle tooth. Which that? That one? And I would turn my mouth like that. And I would make a face. And I would show that that snaggle tooth would come down. And I'd always do that to them. And they just they liked that. They were little kids at the time. 12 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. There you go. 12 p.m. as in noon, Grumpy?
Yeah, that's what 12 p.m. is.
I know, but some people go 12 p.m. and they mean 12 at night. I'm saying he does
that would be 12 a.m.
So he does I know. I just wondered if Grumpy knew. So 12 noon every day. Grumpy Stack's laughing.
Says Grumpy Stack, not Stupid Stack. Of course he knows.
Knows what?
Whether it's 12 a.m. or 12 p.m.
But did we know that he knows? But we don't know he knows. He's from down in Louisiana. He talked like this, you know.
I don't stereotype my friends.
It's 12 o'clock at night.
I don't stereotype my friends, PM, so I assume he knows.
12 o'clock at night is p.m., right? No, 11:59 is p.m. 12 is a.m. Same for the noon, the other way around. It's confusing to some people from Louisiana.
It's confusing to some people from St. Paul.
Buy Grumpy Stack tires. Thanks.
Not a sponsor.
I'll send you your bill for being my sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
That's it. I'm from the Northeast of the state.
Northeast, huh?
Yep.
Up here we say Northeast, but that's fine.
It's actually called, there's a part of Minneapolis called Northeast.
Northeast, yep. It's where our lodge
We used
was
to say,
before we moved.
what's the longest bridge in the world? And we'd say it's the Lowry Avenue Bridge in Minneapolis. It connects Africa with Poland.
That's wrong.
It's only wrong because political correctness would say there's something wrong with that, and I just have to think about why. I didn't mean to insult Polacks, but that was Northeast. A lot of Polish population there.
Yep,
Right
huge Polish population.
From North Minneapolis, which was primarily the hood in that area. Lowry Avenue and Lyndale. Whew,
yep.
That's about as hood as it gets. And I grew up right there, a half a block off of that. We lived in a house right on Lyndale Avenue. 2910 Lyndale Avenue North, Minneapolis, Minnesota.
And there's a great Burger King right there on that bridge.
Oh,
yeah. At the base of that bridge. And one of my friends said, how come that never gets robbed? If you don't pee in your own pool, baby.
That's right. And then
that's where all the boys went to get dinner. Why would you rob a place that you're there every day?
Isn't the other side of the bridge right where the Grain Belt Brewery was? With the fountain?
Yeah.
When I was a little kid, we used to just go there and wander around the park. Our dad would bring us
My
there.
first studio in the cities was there. In the bottling building.
Yeah, that's what it is now. It's like rental space now. It used to be the brewery. So, longest bridge in the world is the Causeway. Causeway. Field guy. Causeway. Causeway.
Is it because I think there's one over in Asia that's longer now?
Well, I don't know. Africa to Poland is a long trip.
It is, but I think there's an actual bridge in Asia that links a bunch of islands that's closer.
Might be. You take away the water, they're all linked anyway. So. A lot of Polish in the UK, says Sandra. Yeah, that's where you went if you wanted to, and they all looked like that whole neighborhood in Northeast reminds me of Archie Bunker's house from All in the Family. All the houses looked that way. And, it was all, your workers, mechanics, factory workers, and all that all lived over there. It was a nice part of town. They had great sausage places to go. You buy the butcher shops over there. And so that was a great place to go. And it was a nice place to be. So the crime was up really high on the North Minneapolis side, and it was really low across the bridge over on the Northeast side. So
baseball bats and shotguns.
Yes. And so Northeast, that was a big thing when I was in high school. They talked about I thought, what does that say? N-O-R-D? Oh, Northeast. They call it Northeast because that's how everybody talked over there. They were all kind of Northeast.
Yeah.
You mix a little bit of what sounds like Bronx, but not really, with Minnesotan. You got that Minnesotan, don't you know, like from the Bronx, and you got Northeast. That's the way we go. So.
Well, so that mural that we've talked about repairing that somebody graffitied is the Welcome to the Northeast mural that's there on the Masonic building.
Yeah.
They don't want to paint over it. They just want to repair it. And I'm like, well, hard to do because we're never going to match paint. So you pretty much have to repaint the whole background field, repaint the lettering, and the lettering was done with a really nice gold leaf paint.
You can restore it by basically tracing it over and brightening it up. You're never going to match the colors because the colors are
it's just not going to happen.
7 decades old.
Yeah. And, that's what I tried to explain to him. I said, I can do quick patches, but it's going to show because there's no way I can create a paint that's the color of that sun-faded paint. After
Alexander the Great created a man-made causeway to reach the walled city of Tyre, an island off the city of Lebanon. The causeway still exists today. Yeah, but it's not longer than the bridge from Africa to Poland.
Yeah.
So, Elderberry is here. Did somebody not wake you up this morning, Elderberry?
the hell, Elderberry? You're just coming in. Do you know what time it is? It's
I didn't get my
10:39.
wake-up call this morning. What are you doing? Just coming in when
I
we're
almost called you because
less
it was
than
like
20
I'm
minutes
like
from being
he
over.
should the 9 o'clock alarm's gone off and Scotty hasn't started talking. I should really call him.
Yeah. Well, I was sitting right here. I was just 3 minutes late. I was doing something. I can
It's
remember
okay.
what I was doing. I was prepping those pictures to show you of Patriot propaganda. So
I had a pseudo showing of art last Thursday. We had all the different artists bring all their stuff into lodge and then sort of explain themselves.
nice.
So
That could have been
I had a
exciting.
lot of stuff that's in the works right now. I've got I think I've got 9 paintings I'm working on right now. But I had everything except a blank canvas there and a finished piece there. And then I just kind of said, so here's the process, because oils are layers and layers and layers. It's like an onion. And I went through the process of how you do an oil painting.
Wait. One thing, Elderberry, I'm going to talk to you like I just talked to my daughter earlier. Hi, Steph. I seen you in my dreams last night. Where the hell did you learn to speak English?
I saw you.
Seen you in my dreams. I seen you in my dreams. I saw you in my dreams. Come on. You're an older guy. You gotta teach the young generation how to talk right. That's like saying, I like to write so I can speak real good. Reading learned me how to speak real good.
Yep.
So there you go.
You am smart.
Improperly used there, Elderberry. I got on my daughter for using don't instead of doesn't. So I'm going to get on you about using seen instead of saw. Jesus.
Do you know what Star Trek that's from?
Which one?
You am smart.
You am smart. You will make us strong. You will make us go. You will make us strong now. Jordy, you will make us go. The Pack Lids.
Yep.
That was the name of the race, the Pack Lids. And there was a lot of people that were grumbling about it. You couldn't make that episode today. But some people grumbled about it 30 years ago when it came out. Pack Lids, they were an alien race, and they made them look rather Down syndrome. And but they were really smart underneath it. But they talked that way. You will help fix our ship. You will make us go again. You will make us strong. And people were like, oh, you can't do that. So, yeah, you remember that, Sandra? You're a Star Trek fan. So, the Pack Lids. So, yeah. So, what do you think? Are they going to make a series out of the Titan? Because
the Legend series? That's a possibility. And it gives them a lot of leeway to do different stuff. Discovery's going away. I've been looking at all the YouTubes this week. Season. Yeah, they're going to go away. They're talking about doing Starfleet Academy, but pardon me, it sounds like it's going to be set in that time period of Discovery, so they can still do new stuff.
I can one up Elderberry, by the way. Steph, I saw you in my dreams the other day. I forgot to tell you about this. You were making me a sandwich. It was an amazing dream. You were really good at it too. Should have seen the way you wiped the mayo on the bread, and then licked the knife, and you got a little on your cheek, a little mayo on your cheek. And then you threw ham on there, and you threw lettuce and cheese and whatever else you want. And you go, here's your sandwich. And I said, why, thank you, Steph. So you were in my dreams too. Go ahead, Dave.
I don't even know how to go on.
You're right, Joe Sapiens. Star Trek was an exploration of the human condition as much as it was an exploration of outer space. Yep. And I love those old shows still. Steph, I'll bet it was creamy. Oh, the creamiest. On squishy white Wonder Bread.
I think I'm going to make huevos rancheros for breakfast this morning.
Huevos rancheros. Ranch eggs? You can make ranch eggs? We do that too. We make scrambled eggs and we pour ranch dressing all over them. Huevos
Ew.
rancheros is what we call it.
Yeah. I'm going to do some beef burritos and put a couple of eggs on top with some hot sauce.
See you, Sandra. What time is it there? It's like 4 in the afternoon, almost 5 in the afternoon there in England, Sandra. So if you see Wendy,
Ta-ta, Sandra.
she's got a
Ta-ta.
couple of minutes. Ta-ta. Our reservoirs, our feet are stained. Roddenberry pitched the original series as Wagon Train to the Stars. Yes, he did, Field Guy. And that's the tone he wanted it to take. Steph says, speaking of sexy food, I'm making beef stroganoff. Oh, just the word stroganoff.
I'm doing a beef stew
company-
for dinner tonight.
Stroganoff, is that a like a Russian dish originally? Stroganoff.
Yes, it is. And I'm doing what I call my Sherwood stew. So.
Stool. This is my Sherwood stool. It's kind of belly, but it's got good texture. I use oak leaves. So, speaking of sexy food, she says, yes, I'd love to try your beef stroganoff. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, I don't think that was a euphemism. Ba-dum-pum. So you can see there's Joe Sapiens. There's a definitively different tone between my show and Wayne Steiger's show on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
But some mornings we get into it over here. But today
he probably has content.
Frivolous stuff. Hey, you're here. So didn't stop you from calling up.
It never stops me on Sunday.
Sunday is a let loose kind of day. It's a day where if we want to get into it, we get into it because we do it the rest of the week. So,
yeah.
Scott Allen says, I'm a booty guy. Now, are you lagged? Are you listening to the show from the beginning and you're a different point that you're just catching that part of the conversation? I'm a booty guy. Small, real boobs are better than big, fake boobs any day. Well, I would agree with that.
I agree with that totally, 100%. And the small of the back, that little curvature as the back comes down and does that little S. That's the artist in me.
A woman's back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the F, the F cut in a violin.
Yes. I like that part of my wife's back. I like on a woman, I like the hip. If you take the pelvis, you go all the way down to the vajayjay, up a little higher than that area of the line of the bone that comes down. I love that area on a woman. I would always
the small of the back that makes a little triangle.
TMI, little triangle there. Way, but I would nibble on that on Rainey, and it makes her giggle and laugh, and so she would hit me all the time. Don't that? And so I said, science tickles. This is for science. So we had that. We were going to make that into a shirt 15 years ago. Science tickles. So X-rated Sunday, says Matt. No, that ain't X-rated, Matthew.
And now I can hear Rowan again going, ew, gross.
That's a soft R. It's X-rated only if we get a little too far gone with it. So, because it'd be totally PG rated if we were talking about the vajayjay in a scientific way.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a scientist do that, the vajayjay. And I saw a comedian, and he looks like a Zowie Hawass type, and he'd wear like an Indiana Jones fedora knockoff, and he would go to Egypt, and he'd do good stuff, he'd present good history, but he had the head of the Ministry of Antiquities there, and he was talking to him, and he says, so the pyramids, and he's British, he says, the pyramids, he says, they're kind of inverted vajayjays, right? And the head of the Ministry of Antiquities said, what? They are what? And he says, the vajayjay, only upside down. And he was like, I don't think he wanted to qualify it. He probably got it eventually, but he didn't want to qualify that statement. And he's like, why am I talking to you?
Yeah. But just because you have a camera doesn't mean you're worthy of my conversation.
That's right. And he was doing granted, he did real history stuff, but he was also doing comedy. He was laced with comedy. And so it was good stuff. I'm a fan of the topic. What, the vajayjay, Elvis? Or beef stroganoff? or Stark.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Booty shaking from a woman. Oh, here's Field Guy. Wisdom from Field Guy. Booty shaking from a woman is their way of saying hello, and my response is smacking it. Oh my goodness. You sound like a sexist would say. Gutfeld. Every now and then he comes out with some really sexist statement, and then the big sign comes up and a voice goes, a sexist would say. A pair of tight
I don't condone this, but some people do.
A pair of tight jeans on a guy is an attention getter. Unless you're 350 pounds of fat and you're wearing your tight jeans that are like 38s in the waist. Look at this.
That's how the Bee Gees got their sound. They just wore really tight satin pants.
It's the way I walk in a minute. I don't even know the sound. Staying alive. I can't even do falsetto this morning. Bad voice.
Just barely. Tight pants.
Yeah, my pants aren't tight enough. We're all sexist, though. Well, that's true, Field Guy. To a certain extent, we're all sexist. It's all whether or not we voice that. I voice it all the time. So, Scotty Roberts, making sexism normal again. I saw a T-shirt. It said, make eggs affordable again. With mega hat. Make eggs affordable again.
Oh, they're not quite that bad, but it is crazy how they've gone from like 98 cents a carton to $9 a carton.
Yeah. It's not all that bad.
It's like the grocers went, decimal points, but in the wrong place for 20 years.
Yep. Joe Sapien says, I can't wear skinny jeans. They crush my berries.
That's what we're talking about, Joe.
There's nothing like wearing a pair of skinny, tight jeans. You go, look at this. I squeezed into these skinny, tight jeans.
I don't even understand the look. I think the look is awful.
And it's like sorry, ladies and sensitive ears, your nuts kind of stick out. And because it's so tight, it smashes all your junk. And it kind of goes on the tight jeans, and there's a nut over here and a nut over here. And you're like, you can see it perfectly.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's the point, I guess. I don't know. I don't find that attractive. And I certainly don't find it comfortable. I say cod pieces should come back in.
Just put them back in. Let's just go back to tights. They're at least more comfortable because they're stretchy in all directions.
It's one thing I will say about dressing up at the festival. I'd have this ornate leather doublet and all the danglies on it and strings and all of this and gold. And then I'd wear black tights with big black leather bucket boots. And those black tights, though, were probably the most comfortable pair of pants I ever had. And they had the functional codpiece, which we talked about a few weeks ago, where all the junk just goes out and into the pocket, and it ties on. It's decorative.
And it's comfortable.
That makes them smoother then. So, Steph, that makes them a smoothie then. Smoothies are good for you and delish. There it is. Hey, Stuart Foley, good morning. You walked in at the wrong time. We're doing naughty talk, which isn't usual. We don't usually do that here.
I like my party colored tights, but they make weird patterns on your legs when you take them off at night,
Field Guy.
You have all those seams in there.
Dude, you're giving us all. You can tell Field Guy is a 40-year-old virgin because he says things like bras belong on the floor or the bedpost.
Yeah.
That's from our resident 40-year-old virgin, Field Guy.
Yeah, see, that just tells me you're dating women that are too old. They need to wear a bra. That's just. That's
right. Yeah, bras are okay. I'm okay with them. Joe Sapien said, I'm hairy as a Bigfoot, too. Imagine me wearing a Speedo. That's a bad idea.
Why put that picture in my head? Why would you do that to me, man?
Oh, man. That makes you want to go to AI and say, show me a picture of a Bigfoot in a Speedo.
So, years ago, I'm out in Hollywood. I have cash on hand because I'm not dating anyone at the time. So I contact a friend of mine from festival back here, and I say, you want to fly out for the weekend? I'll pay for it, and you can spend the weekend in Hollywood. We'll go to Disneyland. We'll drive up the coast. And so we're sleeping in my camper on the shores of Malibu Beach, which found out afterwards that the next morning we're not supposed to do that. But we're laying in bed and she goes, "Oh, it's hot. You should take your sweatshirt off." I'm not wearing a shirt, baby. She's like,
That's
"Oh,
no sweater.
That's all me." That fur be natural.
You gotta shave your sweater off.
I saw a picture on the internet yesterday of a guy at a football game or a baseball game or something. He's sitting next to his girlfriend. He's shirtless, and they've shaved the number 3 into his back.
Oh my God. Guys, I just did an AI piece looking Sasquatch in a Speedo was all I put. I think they misinterpreted my meaning. Look at this. Look at this, folks. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Where is it? Present.
What did you put in?
Let's find it. Hold on a second. I got to find my... just share tab. Audio. It's not in a tab, guys. It's a different... Just share my screen. Entire screen. There we go. All right. Entire screen. Share. All right. I'm going to take you over to this thing over here. Look at that. Woo! That'll make you dizzy. Here you go. Here's what I got for Sasquatch in a Speedo. It looks like they shaved his whole body, except the one on the upper right. He's got a furry Speedo. There you go. That was for you, Steph. That's a Sasquatch in a Speedo. Yeah, baby. All right. Let me stop sharing my screen now. Stop screen. There we go. What did she say? Oh, I wonder if a pic of someone I know came up in that search. So he's full hair, except he's full hair, she said. I am probably the most hairless man I know. And now I'm going bald. So been going bald. Got a little hair on my face. I used to have hair here too. I got a couple little strands right there on my chest, and that's it. Or you get them in a weird place. It's like I have one big long hair, and it's like, where did that come? I've never seen that before. Now it's like 3 inches long. It's hanging out of my nipple. It's like it's growing on the side of my nipple. It's like, would that grow overnight?
I had one literally on my earlobe. This is back when I was dating Susie. Woke up in the morning, she's like, "What the hell?" And she took a hold of it and she tugged it. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? And I had to go and look in the mirror. And there was like a 3 or 4 inch hair growing out of my earlobe that I'd never seen before.
Wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah. It's like, how did that grow overnight like that?
Same thing, man. My eyebrows are starting to do that. I have to shave back my eyebrows all the time because they're getting really like white on the edges so you can't see them. So I'm getting like Spock eyebrows.
Yeah.
And,
so what happened?
Long, and so I got to clip them.
Back when I was in high school, I was in a show where I wore fake eyebrows, and when they pulled the liquid latex out, they plucked a whole bunch of the hair on the outer edge. And so, like, when you get up close, there's virtually no eyebrow left. I just have these short little stubs right up here.
Well, when we were at festival, the year I did Taming of the Shrew with Amanda, that year I was trimming back my eyebrows. They weren't as bad as they are now.
Like you do.
And I got the little thing, you know, and I got one of them, and I set it down, and I knocked off the attachment. And I picked it back up and did the other one. And I had no eyebrow. And I remember it was press day at festival. We wasn't quite festival yet. It was, what is that, a couple weeks out from Fest opening. They do the press day for the schools and stuff, and the press. And I was lacking an eyebrow. I had to draw it in. So Amanda drew it in for me. I'm like, well, okay, that'll do it, I think. Elvis is 85 and still wears tights. So let's see. I wonder if a pic of someone I know, except he's
so he does his karate kicks.
I mean, the one on the shoulders. The one on the shoulders. No, that's where Rainey's legs go. No, I'm kidding. See, I digress. I went all sexual again. So look at that. It's 10:59. I don't even have time to recover from that and make this a wholesome show again.
Yeah.
So, folks, it is 10:59 and 17 seconds. So we got about 45 seconds and we're out of here. So thanks for being here today to hear a show about absolutely effing nothing. I didn't want to leave.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We were
about a little emo
AF today. And just talk. So, Uncle Dave, thanks for being here, brother. See you tomorrow night.
Go up and tickle a little emo and put a smile on her face.
I'll do it. See you later. And everybody else, we're out of here. It's the end of the show. It's Sunday. You go enjoy your Sunday. We're gonna have. I've got some weird scheduling going on this week, so I may or may not. I got to figure out my show schedule this week. But we'll be back here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, and for Intrepid Radio. Don't know what we're talking about yet, but it's sure to be something you'll enjoy. And not as free for all as Sundays. So I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to wish you the very best Sunday and the rest of your day. Live long and prosper.